Hello everyone, this is your final exam in Organic Chemistry 1, and it's a comprehensive final exam which has about 20 questions. Most of them are drawn from almost all of the videos I have covered in this semester. Most of them are a write-up, and they will definitely would summarize what we have done in this course. And there are questions such as like you see here in organic acids, pKa values, and factors that affect organic acidity, and so on. And this would really give you a comprehensive understanding of what organic acids and organic bases are, their reactivity, and so on. So I want you to review this carefully and solve the problems that are in this exam booklet. And here you see some reactions in hydrogenation of alkynes and dihydroxylation reactions, and application of linear catalyst that, as you know, is specific to an alkyne and a specific byproduct, a product that comes out of hydrogenation. So I tried to include all of the concepts that we have covered in this course. Here, number 3 shows you how to solve a Newman projection, or how to draw a most stable anti-Gauche configuration and so on, and to evaluate the stability of an alkane structure substituted alkane. Here, number 4 shows you acids and bases reaction, and to really understand the equilibrium direction of this acid-base reaction based on pKa differences. So this is also something you need to understand, how pKa affects the direction of an acid-base reaction. And this you can refer to a table and see or estimate which side of the reaction equilibrium would be favored. And here is another one which is mostly found in Organic Chemistry 1 course, which is the stability of a chair form, a chair conformation of cyclohexane. And you should be familiar with how to draw a cyclohexane structure, and a stable cyclohexane structure is important to evaluate axial and equatorial 1,3-diaxial interaction, and so on. Here it's just a simple question of it's a natural product you see here, and that's when you are required to identify the stereogenic center and write the R or S configuration. In this case, you are asked to draw the R enantiomer, the R enantiomer of carbon. It's a natural product that you need to draw. First, identify the stereogenic center. Here it is a calculation on a specific rotation. It's simple, a polarimetry question where you would identify enantiomeric excess, and you should show clearly your work by showing this simple algebraic calculation for a specific rotation. And this is polarimetry question basically. Here it is a calculation of bond dissociation energy, and to determine whether this reaction is endothermic or exothermic, you can refer to a table for formation and also for dissociation energies, and you can all calculate the overall bond dissociation energy, or the energy of this reaction. Here you want to see if these are two molecules showing you and asking you which one is more soluble in water or in fat, and you should understand that more hydrophobic compounds are soluble in fat and more polar compounds are soluble in water. So it is just a functional group, or it's a property. Intermolecular force is discussed here. Here you are asked to draw a mechanism or to react a clear reaction mechanism. The reaction mechanism depends on the condition. You have a polar protic solvent, you have a secondary alkyl halide, and you should also remember all the related issues of carbocation stability, and also rearrangement is also a possibility. Here you have DBU, a very bulky, strong base, and you have an alkyl halide, and you are asked to draw a major product, which is actually to say Zaitsev product. This is an elimination reaction, so this would give you a chance to review elimination reaction basically. So DBU is a strong, bulky base, and you need to refer to your textbook while solving this problem. So this is an E2 reaction where a major product is favored as an alkene. Here you have a tertiary butoxide base, that's for elimination, and it is a labeled compound with deuterium. So the specific product of this reaction is an elimination product, and you are asked to draw basically whether you would get a Z or E or a cis or trans compound. That means you should have anti-periplanar arrangement. Here it's a multi-step synthesis reaction. It starts from tertiary alcohol, and it goes to an alkene, and it goes to an epoxide, and the epoxide is opened or do reaction with hydrochloric acid, sodium cyanide, an alkyne, and also with water sulfuric acid. So this is basically understanding all the reagents, most of the reagents we learn in OChem 1. Okay, so this is a multi-step reaction, how starting from a tertiary alcohol going to an alkene, epoxide, and then the epoxide undergoes several reactions. Here you are asked to show a clear reaction mechanism for a major reaction product. So this is water sulfuric acid. Basically it is a hydration reaction. Remember, an alkene, when it gets hydrated and it goes through intermediates, so you need really to understand what would be the most possible major reaction product. So basically show a reaction mechanism for question number 15. So this is an easy question. Here you have three different reactions under three different reaction conditions. So the first one is a peroxide HBr addition reaction. The second one is a hydroboration oxidation reaction. The last one is a regular HBr addition. So I really want you to understand, I think this is question number 16, but this might have been mislabeled. But in any case, these are three different reactions. Here you are asked to give a very specific stereochemistry. For the first one is hydroboration oxidation, hydroboration addition. That means hydroboration alcohol formation, and the second one is bromine addition. So remember the stereochemistries that are involved in this reaction: hydroboration and bromine addition, or this actually is a bromohydrine. And number 17, how do you synthesize the given compound using the given condition and reagent? Give structures A, B, C. So A is treated with dissolved metal. Remember what a dissolved metal is. You get B. B is undergoing a free radical addition of HBr, peroxide addition of HBr to that compound B, and identify compound C. Compound C would be alkylated, and 18 is ozonolysis, and to give the starting material to get that product right there. And next one would be, I believe, question number 19. Waiting just to see what that is. In any case, this is ozonolysis reaction, and very simple reaction. Okay. And next, it is not moving my video here. Yes, question number 19 is a free radical bromination reaction. It proceeds in 2 steps. The main rate determining step, the propagation steps are given, and by calculating the delta H for propagation step A and B and using the given values, draw a clear energy diagram. This is a rate determining step and the transition state, intermediates, and for the free radical bromination of methane. So basically it is just to understand the rate determining step and also just to give the energy diagram. The last one before the bonus, it is a resonance structure. Consistently drop all possible resonance structure for this compound. The starting charged species given, but you are required to draw all possible resonance using all of the electrons that are available in the system. And this is the resonance structure. It is simple, almost your introductory course chapters. The bonus question involves steps for synthesis reaction. It's a bonus question. You are required, starting from the methyl cyclohexane compound through several steps, you want to synthesize the compound, the ether compound that is shown here. Okay? And we wish you good luck. This is the end of the semester. This is a sample exam which I would give in the in-person class. And if you are comfortable in solving these problems, you are well off into getting an A+ in this class. So good luck, and this is Organic Chemistry 1 final exam. It would help you to summarize all of the coursework you have done in this semester, and good job. Thank you.